Today I'm going to be explaining to you the system that we're now using at our church for providing simultaneous interpretation to a member of the congregation during the preaching of the sermons in the church. We had a situation in our church with a member of the congregation that speaks only English, and so I've been translating for them into English from Spanish. But it was becoming a disturbance in the services, so our pastor asked me to look into getting a system whereby we could transmit the message being preached into another room where I could then interpret for the member of the congregation. I immediately knew that this might be a little bit difficult to do on a small budget, and as I began to research, I found that most systems cost upwards of $500, and others wouldn't even give a price, saying you had to call for a consultation and an estimate. So I began to look around, and thinking about the fact that most people have computers, and even in their smartphones, they have more computing capability than NASA did in 1963, I wondered why we could not use what we already had. And I was able to find a system that cost less than $80, which I think is sufficient for our needs at this time. The basis of the system is the GDT Audio V28 system. And this system provides a wireless microphone connection to me here in the control room from the pastor and preaching in the sanctuary at the pulpit about 50 feet away through one wall. The main part of the system that we are using is a wireless lavalier or lapel mic that I will be using throughout this video to record the audio. We have had good success with this with minimal interference. There is also a regular microphone connected to the system, which we have used some to record music, although I had some more trouble with interference of the radio signal. But to explain what we are doing here, I receive the signal coming from the pastor through this wireless lavalier microphone system, and it enters into this receiver box here, which is connected to my computer. The only thing I needed to purchase to connect was an adapter that goes from the 6.5 millimeter microphone jack to the 3.5 millimeter jack that is normally found in a laptop computer. And with this, I'm then able to record using whatever kind of recording software. I use a free program, which is a sample edition of WavePad Audio, which I also use to edit the audio tracks afterwards. For transmitting to the member of the congregation, we use another free program called SoundWire. This program, SoundWire Server, can be downloaded free from the internet, and there is an app that is available for Android phones. This is here what I have on my computer screen. We see that we can see the incoming level of audio here, and this is coming in through my internal mic in my laptop connected to my webcam. Here I'm only using the microphone. So here you see the audio. Right now I'm not connected to an iPhone or a smartphone, but if we want to connect, all they have to do is download the app and connect through the wireless network that we have here in the church. We had some issues connecting automatically, so we started entering in the server address that appears here in the SoundWire program. Over here you can see the audio that's coming in right now through the GDT audio microphone that I'm using to record this. So this is what I would be receiving in from the pastor preaching in Spanish. I'm recording this presently to my computer as well as listening to it through my earbuds. And then the audio that I'm speaking is being transmitted by SoundWire server. As I mentioned, there's also this microphone here that is better suited for picking up a large area of volume. The lapel mic only picks up that which is very close to it, which is good for preaching as it doesn't pick up very much of the sound of the members of the congregation. The microphone does well at picking up music, which we used it for, as you will hear in this sample of some classical music that was played. You probably heard in this sample a little bit of buzzing in the background. We've encountered this problem a little bit with the lavalier mic, but especially with the microphone. It seems to be some kind of other radio interference. And this is one limitation of the system, especially if you live in a heavily populated area, that with this kind of wireless transmitter, then you can probably get a lot of interference. I went with a VHF transmitter. It may be possible that for different locations a UHF, ultra high frequency, would be more appropriate. But I hope this gives you an idea of what we have been using here in our church, and how we have been able to use, with a very limited amount of equipment, something to satisfy the needs for our situation.